welcome back to Thriving After Addiction. This is Erin. So the next part of the chapters, and for sure you did weeks 1 and 2, you did weeks 3 and 4, and now we're on 5 and 6, which is self-love. Now, I'm going to tell you that I wanted to skip over this chapter in my own life. I tried it, and it doesn't work. So just so you know, I did the homework for you. But seriously, loving yourself, learning how to change your relationship with yourself, and then sort of enhance it by loving on yourself, this is where the real power comes. The more that you love yourself, the more you shift your inner workings, your vibration, your thoughts, right? So this is where if you've had like negative chattering thoughts and you feel like you've just been fighting them the whole program, this is the part of the program where we start to change that and you start to create more positive thoughts within you. To do that, you have to start loving on yourself, right? So we want to create sort of like a loving machine, looking at our bodies like a vessel, respecting, honoring. So sometimes this isn't super easy. I totally get it. In the beginning, if you were to say, oh, I love myself, then you kind of think, well, that's not necessarily true, and your body's going to reject it. And so I find that it is helpful to use modifiers in this situation. So for me personally, I have a practice where I look in the mirror. It's a full-length mirror, and that took me a while to build up to. And I look at myself and I find different pieces of myself that I love. And then sometimes I'm able to look at my entire self and say, you know what, I love you. You look great, or whatever positive affirmations I want to give myself, or just compliments. This is important because I'm acknowledging myself. I'm looking at myself, I'm accepting myself. The parts that I used to hate, I can find some good in them. And by doing this, I've changed my body, I've changed my life and my outlook on life. And so by loving ourselves, we are empowering ourselves to the highest possibility, so that when we feel this space of love, we're going to start drawing more loving people in towards us, and we're going to be able to help people with our love just by being present. Okay, so if you're not doing it for you at this point, do it for the world. But you'll start doing it for you too, because you're going to love on yourself. So another practice I recommend doing at this point is a prayer or a mantra, if you will. And it goes like this: I love you, forgive me, thank you. You can look into your own eyes and do this mantra, repeat it over and over again. You can look at your body. This is one that I had to do over and over again. I actually went through all different parts of my body. It was a beautiful experience. I did it for about 3 or 4 hours. Not saying you have to do this, but this is something that I did for me, and it was very healing. And I went through every single part of my body, and to each one, sincerely, I love you, forgive me, thank you, right? And so this practice can be very, very powerful for you too. So find different ways to love on yourself. And as far as modifiers, to elaborate on that, if you feel like, oh, I can't say I love you yet, okay, maybe I can love you. You can modify it further. Maybe for today, I am worthy of love. And you can modify it even further. Maybe, perhaps in this moment, just for a minute, I can choose to love myself. Or I can choose to love this part of myself, whether it's your pinky finger or it's your entire being, right? So find the appropriate level of love for you. If you've been hating on yourself for a while, just switching to full-blown love, probably not going to work. So modify it appropriately so you can find that worthiness and start finding different areas to shine your love on, and you're just going to keep creating it. So you're like halfway through the program. Keep going. It gets a lot better. Namaste.